बाबा जी और हुजूर जी, प्यारी साध संगत जी, राधा स्वामी जी, साध संगत जी, सदगुरु की तरफ से हुक्म होता है कि भजन पर जब भी बैठो तो खुद को एक कपड़े या एक चादर से ढक लो। संगत जी, भजन सिमरन वो अनंत और अपार शक्ति है जिसे हमारे सदगुरु ने हमें सौंपा है। जब सदगुरु हमें नामदान की दात देते हैं तो हमें कुछ बातें भी समझाई जाती हैं। जिन बातों में से एक बात यह है कि खुद को छुपाकर भजन करना है, चाहे खुद पर कोई कपड़ा डाल लो या किसी चीज से खुद को ढक लो। और खास बात यह है कि जब हम पूरी श्रद्धा और भावना से किसी कपड़े को ओढ़कर भजन में बैठते हैं तो वह चादर या कपड़ा महज कपड़ा नहीं रह जाता। वह हमारी श्रद्धा की प्रतीक बन जाती है, एक सुरक्षा कवच बन जाती है और सदगुरु की छांव हमें अपने आगोश में ले लेती है। इस वीडियो में इसी बात पर आधारित एक सच्ची घटना का जिक्र है, इसीलिए वीडियो को पूरा जरूर सुनना। और इस घटना के बाद आप एक और घटना भी सुनेंगे जब एक शराबी हुजूर जी की कार से टकराकर बेहोश हो गया था। आइए सबसे पहले सुनते हैं खुद को ढककर भजन सिमरन क्यों करना है। एक दिन की बात है, कुछ सत्संगी आपस में सत्संग के बाद चर्चा कर रहे थे। बात चल पड़ी कि क्या वाकई चादर ओढ़कर भजन करना जरूरी है। एक भाई ने कहा, हम तो ऐसे ही भजन कर लेते हैं। कुछ और संगत ने भी सहमति में सिर हिलाया और कहा, हम भी चादर के बिना ही बैठते हैं। लेकिन कुछ संगत ऐसी भी थी जो कह रही थीं कि वे हमेशा चादर ओढ़कर ही भजन में बैठते हैं। वहीं पर एक बुजुर्ग बाबा बैठे हुए थे जिन्हें सभी प्रेम पूर्वक बाऊजी कहते थे और जिनका सब बेहद सम्मान करते थे। वो बाऊजी चुपचाप बैठे थे और सबकी बातें सुन रहे थे। फिर संगत ने बाबा जी की तरफ देखा और उनसे चादर से ढकने वाली बात के बारे में पूछा। जब संगत ने उनसे मार्गदर्शन मांगा तो उन्होंने संगत को एक सच्ची घटना सुनाई जिसने सबकी आंखें नम कर दी और सबको समझ आ गया भजन सिमरन में चादर का क्या महत्व है। बाबा जी ने बताया, एक समय की बात है, एक बहुत ही साधन संपन्न महात्मा थे। एक रात कुछ चोर उनके घर चोरी करने आ पहुंचे। अब फकीरों के पास सांसारिक रूप से क्या ही होता है, उनके पास तो मालिक की बख्शी हुई नाम की दौलत होती है जो उन्हें इस दुनिया की चीजों से ऊपर उठा देती है। जब चोरों ने घर में चारों ओर देखा और पाया कि वहां कोई कीमती चीज नहीं है तो वे निराश हो गए। उनमें से एक चोर ने अपने साथी से झुंझलाकर कहा, तू हमें किसके घर ले आया? यहां तो लगता है जैसे किसी फकीर का ठिकाना है, कुछ भी हाथ नहीं लगने वाला। हमने इतना बड़ा रिस्क भी लिया और हाथ भी कुछ नहीं लगा। जब चोरों ने चारों तरफ नजर घुमाई तो देखा कि उस महात्मा के पास केवल एक पुराना कंबल था, वह भी जगह जगह से फटा हुआ, लेकिन वही उनकी सबसे बड़ी पूंजी थी जिसे वे सर्दियों में सोते समय ओढ़ते और भजन के समय खुद पर ढाल लिया करते थे। उस रात जब चोर घर में दाखिल हुए, महात्मा ने उन्हें देखा तो रोने लगे। वे खुद से बातें करते हुए बोले, हे मेरे मालिक, मेरे घर में तो चुराने लायक कुछ भी नहीं है और ये बेचारे चोर यहां आ गए हैं। इन्होंने इतनी मेहनत की और इनके हाथ यहां से कुछ भी नहीं लगने वाला। इनका दुख मुझसे देखा नहीं जाता। पांचों चोर चौंक गए, एक दूसरे की तरफ हैरानी से देखने लगे। उनमें से एक बोला, अरे भाई, रो क्यों रहे हो तुम? महात्मा ने सिसकियों के बीच जवाब दिया, तुम लोगों ने मुझ जैसे फकीर को भी इस काबिल समझा कि मेरे घर चोरी करने आए। यह मेरे जीवन का सबसे बड़ा सौभाग्य है। सच कहूं, तुमने मुझे राजा जैसा सम्मान दिया है। काश मुझे पहले पता होता कि तुम आओगे तो कुछ इंतजाम जरूर करता। अब मेरा मन इसलिए भर आया है क्योंकि तुम्हें देने को मेरे पास कुछ भी नहीं। उनकी बातें सुनकर चोरों के चेहरे पर अजीब से भाव आ गए। वे कभी महात्मा को देखते, कभी एक दूसरे को समझ नहीं पा रहे थे कि यह इंसान कौन है, इंसान भी है या कोई और ही दुनिया का प्राणी। चोर को देखकर अक्सर लोग शोर मचाते हैं और यह इसलिए रो रहा है क्योंकि यह हमें कुछ दे नहीं पा रहा। महात्मा ने आगे कहा, अब जब तुम आ ही गए हो तो खाली हाथ मत जाओ। यही एक कंबल है मेरे पास, इसे ले लो। ये थोड़ा फटा हुआ जरूर है लेकिन सर्दी में तुम्हारे बहुत काम आएगा। महात्मा जी ने आगे कहा, देखो भाइयों, मना मत करना, वरना मुझे बहुत दुख होगा कि मेरे घर से कोई खाली हाथ चला गया। चोर स्तब्ध रह गए। आज तक उन्होंने ना जाने कितने घर लूटे थे लेकिन ऐसा अनुभव कभी नहीं हुआ। अंततः भारी मन से उन्होंने वह कंबल ले लिया, लेकिन उनके हाथ कांप रहे थे, क्योंकि उन्हें पता चल गया था कि महात्मा के पास और कुछ नहीं था। वह कंबल ही उनका वस्त्र था। वहीं ओढ़ते थे और उसी को बिछाते थे, और अब वह कंबल भी नहीं रहा। पांचों चोरों की आत्मा जैसे कांप गई हो। वे असमंजस में थे। उन्हें कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा था। तब महात्मा मुस्कुराकर बोले, मेरी चिंता मत करो बेटा, मुझे तो बिना कपड़ों के रहने की आदत है मेरे पास। यह मेरा एक लंगोट है, मैं इसी से काम चला लूंगा। आगे महात्मा जी बोले, सोचो तो सही, इस ठंडी रात में जब कुत्ते और दूसरे जानवर तक अपनी जगह से बाहर नहीं निकलते, लेकिन तब भी तुम लोग अपनी जान जोखिम में डालकर आए हो। अब जब आ ही गए हो तो यह कंबल ले जाओ, और अगली बार आना हो तो कुछ दिन पहले खबर दे देना, ताकि मैं कुछ इंतजाम कर सकूं, जिससे कि तुम यहां से कुछ ना कुछ चुरा सको। यह सब बातें सुनकर चोरों की हालत पतली हो चुकी थी, और वे डर के मारे तुरंत महात्मा की झोपड़ी से बाहर भागे। जैसे ही दरवाजे की तरफ बढ़े, महात्मा की आवाज पीछे से आई, अरे भाई सुनो, कम से कम दरवाजा तो बंद करके जाओ और मुझे धन्यवाद तो कहो। चोरों ने हैरानी से पीछे मुड़कर देखा और बड़बड़ाते हुए दरवाजा बंद किया, और आपस में बोले, क्या अजीब आदमी है यह। फिर सर झुकाए वहां से चुपचाप निकल गए। महात्मा झोपड़ी में बनी एक छोटी सी खिड़की पर खड़े थे। उनकी निगाहें दूर तक उन चोरों के जाते कदमों को देखती रहीं। वे मन ही मन सोचने लगे, हर जीव में वही परमात्मा है, बस नजर की बात है। कुछ समय बीता और वे पांचों चोर कहीं और चोरी करते हुए पकड़े गए। उन पर मुकदमा चला, और जब पुलिस ने तलाशी ली तो और तो कुछ पुलिस को नहीं मिला, लेकिन वही कंबल उनके पास से बरामद हुआ। वह महात्मा कोई साधारण व्यक्ति नहीं थे, बल्कि बहुत पहुंचे हुए थे और उनके बहुत से भक्त थे। अदालत में जब कंबल पेश हुआ तो जज ने उसे देखते ही पहचान लिया और सख्त लहजे में पूछा, तो तुम लोगों ने उस महात्मा के घर भी हाथ मारा था? साध संगत जी, जज साहब खुद भी महात्मा की कुटिया में अक्सर प्रवचन सुनने जाया करते थे। जज साहब ने उन्हीं महात्मा को गवाही के लिए बुलाया। जज बोले, अगर आपने कह दिया कि यह कंबल आपका है और इन लोगों ने चुराया है, तो हमें और कोई सबूत नहीं चाहिए, क्योंकि आपकी एक बात 1,00,000 लोगों की गवाही के बराबर मानी जाती है। मैं आपको जानता हूं, आप कभी भी झूठ नहीं बोलते। आप बस एक बार कह दो कि आपका कंबल इन्हीं पांचों ने चुराया है, फिर मैं इन्हें ऐसी सजा दूंगा कि दोबारा चोरी करने का नाम भी नहीं लेंगे। चोर बुरी तरह घबराए हुए थे। उनके शरीर कांप रहे थे और मन ही मन वे परमात्मा को पुकार रहे थे। जब महात्मा ने चोरों की ओर नजर डाली तो महात्मा के चेहरे पर कोई गुस्सा नहीं था, बल्कि करुणा झलक रही थी। फिर वे जज साहब की ओर मुड़े और बोले, नहीं साहब, ये चोर नहीं है, यह तो नेक दिल सज्जन लोग हैं। मैंने अपनी मर्जी से इन्हें वह कंबल भेंट किया था, और बदले में इन्होंने मुझे दिल से धन्यवाद भी कहा था। महात्मा आगे बोले, जब कोई किसी को कुछ देता है और सामने वाला उसका आभार प्रकट करता है, और इन्होंने भी बिल्कुल वैसा ही किया था। इन्होंने मेरे यहां से कोई चोरी नहीं की। यह गवाही सुनकर जज साहब इस केस को वहीं खत्म कर देते हैं। साध संगत जी, महात्मा के इन शब्दों ने जैसे अदालत का माहौल ही बदल दिया। जज ने तुरंत आदेश दिया कि इन सभी को रिहा कर दिया जाए। रिहा होते ही वे सभी चोर सीधे उस महात्मा की कुटिया की ओर भागे। जैसे ही वहां पहुंचे, वे उनके चरणों में गिर पड़े और फूट फूट कर रोने लगे। कांपती आवाज में बोले, महात्मा जी, हमें माफ कर दीजिए, अब हम कभी भी चोरी नहीं करेंगे। हमें भी अपने जैसा बना लीजिए। हमें वो रास्ता दिखाइए जो आपको मिला है। महात्मा ने उन्हें वह दौलत दी जो ना तो किसी बाजार में मिलती है और ना ही चुराई जा सकती है। वह अनमोल नाम की दौलत जो चोरी से नहीं मिलती। वह खजाना जो कभी खत्म नहीं होता, बल्कि सत्संग, सेवा और सुमिरन से दिन रात बढ़ता ही जाता है। इसके बाद वे चोर भी सच्चे भक्त बन गए और महात्मा के मार्ग पर चलने लगे। साध संगत जी, महात्मा के दिए उस कंबल ने इन चोरों की जिंदगी ही बदल दी। और जब हम भजन सिमरन के लिए किसी चादर या कंबल का इस्तेमाल करते हैं, तो उस कंबल पर सद्गुरु का आशीर्वाद होता है और हमारे मन के बुरे विचार खत्म होने लगते हैं। इस तरह की चादर या कंबल का इस्तेमाल हमें किसी दूसरे काम में नहीं लेना चाहिए, बल्कि हमेशा भजन सिमरन के टाइम में ही इस्तेमाल करना चाहिए। आइए अब उस बात को सुनते हैं जब हुजूर जी की कार से एक शराबी टकराकर गिर गया था। उस समय हुजूर महाराज जी गद्दी पर विराजमान थे और एक बार हुजूर महाराज किसी कार्यक्रम के सिलसिले में डेरे से बाहर जा रहे थे। जैसे ही वह डेरे से निकले, कुछ ही दूरी पर एक शराब के नशे में चूर आदमी अचानक हुजूर जी की गाड़ी के सामने आकर टकरा गया। साध संगत जी, संत महापुरुष हर प्राणी में परमात्मा का अंश ही देखते हैं। यही वजह है कि ऐसी किसी भी स्थिति में भी संत शांत, करुणा से भरे और संवेदनशील रहते हैं। उस दिन जब महाराज जी ने ड्राइवर साहब से कहा कि हमें बाहर जाना है, तैयार हो जाना, तो ड्राइवर जी ने उसे आदेश की तरह माना और बिना देर किए तैयार होकर हुजूर को गाड़ी में बिठाया। ड्राइवर साहब ने जब पूछा, हुजूर जी हमें कहाँ जाना है, तो हुजूर जी मुस्कुराकर बोले, बेटा कल ही तो बताया था। ड्राइवर ने थोड़ी झेप के साथ कहा, हाँ हुजूर जी, लेकिन याद नहीं रहा। फिर हुजूर गाड़ी में बैठकर रवाना हो गए। आगे आगे सुरक्षा वाहन चल रहा था, उसके पीछे हुजूर जी की गाड़ी थी। तभी अचानक एक नशे में धुत व्यक्ति सड़क पर लड़खड़ाता हुआ आया और हुजूर जी की कार के सामने आकर टकरा गया। ड्राइवर साहब ने झट से गाड़ी रोकी और कहा, हुजूर जी लगता है कोई व्यक्ति गाड़ी के सामने आ गया है। हुजूर जी ने शांत स्वर में जवाब दिया, हाँ बेटा, मुझे भी ऐसा ही लगा, देखो जरा कौन है। सिक्योरिटी टीम ने तुरंत कार्रवाई की, उस आदमी को संभालने की कोशिश की। उन्होंने उसे उठाया और पूछा, भाई तू कौन है? लेकिन वह व्यक्ति कुछ बोल नहीं पाया। वह पूरी तरह नशे में था, कभी इधर गिरता कभी उधर। उसकी हालत देखकर हुजूर को कोई गुस्सा नहीं आया, बल्कि हुजूर की आंखों में करुणा चमक उठी। संतों का हृदय तो हर जीव के लिए प्रेम से भरा होता है, चाहे वह किसी भी हाल में क्यों ना हो। तब हुजूर जी ने ड्राइवर साहब से शांत स्वर में कहा, बेटा जाकर देखो तो सही कि कौन है। ड्राइवर तुरंत गाड़ी से उतरकर उस शख्स की ओर बढ़े। सिक्योरिटी के लोग भी हरकत में आ गए और उस शराबी को सड़क से एक किनारे करने लगे। लेकिन वह व्यक्ति बहस पर उतर आया, कभी चिल्लाता कभी उलझने लगता। जब हुजूर जी ने देखा कि मामला बिगड़ता जा रहा है, तो हुजूर जी खुद गाड़ी से बाहर आ गए। जैसे ही उस शराबी की नजर हुजूर जी पर पड़ी, वह हक्का बक्का रह गया। उसके चेहरे पर पहले हैरानी आई, फिर श्रद्धा के भाव आ गए। उसने तुरंत हाथ जोड़ लिया और कांपती आवाज में बोला, मैंने आपके बारे में बहुत सुना है, लोग आपको मालिक कहते हैं, उसी नाम की महिमा से मैं आपके पास चला आया। हुजूर जी ने सहज भाव से पूछा, भाई मैं कोई मालिक नहीं हूं, मालिक तो वह एक ही है। बाकी तुम मुझे यह बताओ कि तुम ऐसा क्यों कह रहे हो, क्या बात है, क्यों परेशान हो? उसने रुंधे गले से जवाब दिया, आप परमार्थ की बात करते हैं, सेवा की प्रेरणा देते हैं, यही बात मुझे खींच लाई। हुजूर जी मुस्कुराते हुए बोले, इस संसार में हर किसी का जीवन एक उद्देश्य से जुड़ा होता है। मुझे भी मालिक ने इसी उद्देश्य से भेजा है, ताकि मैं संगत की सेवा कर सकूं, लोगों का मार्गदर्शन कर सकूं। मैं वही कर रहा हूं जो उसने मुझे सौंपा है। हुजूर जी की कोमल वाणी और चेहरे की शांति देखकर वह आदमी अचानक फूट फूट कर रोने लगा। हुजूर जी ने प्यार से पूछा, भाई तू इतना क्यों रो रहा है, क्या दर्द है जो तू इस कदर टूट गया है? उस व्यक्ति ने डबडबाई आंखों से कहा, हुजूर जी मेरी पत्नी आपको बहुत मानती थी, मेरे बच्चे भी आपकी सेवा में जुटे रहते थे। एक दिन जब वे भंडारे से सेवा कर लौट रहे थे, जिस साधन में बैठकर वे दोनों घर आ रहे थे, उसका भयानक एक्सीडेंट हो गया। उस हादसे में मेरी पत्नी और बच्चा दोनों ही चल बसे। अब मेरे पास कोई नहीं बचा, मेरा घर उजड़ गया। हुजूर जी ने उसकी पीड़ा को गहराई से महसूस किया और बोले, तो तूने इस गम में खुद को शराब में डुबो लिया? वह भाई धीरे से बोला, हाँ महाराज जी, मैं इस दर्द को सह नहीं पाया। तब हुजूर जी बोले, बेटा तेरी पत्नी और बच्चा बहुत नेक कर्मों में लगे हुए थे, सेवा करते थे, भलाई करते थे, मगर समय का कोई भरोसा नहीं होता। मालिक ने सबकी सांसें तय करके यहां भेजा है। जब सांसें पूरी हो जाती है तो मालिक अपनी रूह को वापस बुला लेते हैं। लेकिन तू जो कर रहा है वह उनके कर्मों को नहीं, उनकी यादों को धूमिल कर रहा है। अब समय है कि तू संभल जाए, उनके नाम पर भलाई कर, सेवा कर, ताकि वह मालिक के घर सुकून से रह सके। उस आदमी ने भारी मन से हुजूर जी से पूछा, मेरे साथ ही ऐसा क्यों हुआ? हुजूर जी ने बड़ी सहजता से जवाब दिया, बेटा, जिस आत्मा को मालिक ने बुलाना होता है वह किसी भी हाल में यहाँ नहीं रुकती, और जो यहाँ आया है उसे एक दिन लौटना ही है। परमार्थ से जुड़ी हुई रूहों का जब कर्मों का हिसाब पूरा हो जाता है तो ऐसी रूहें मालिक में समा जाती हैं। तेरी पत्नी और बच्चा भी मालिक में समा चुके हैं। तुझे तो मालिक का शुक्र करना चाहिए कि मालिक ने तेरी पत्नी और बच्चे को अपने घर जगह दी। साध संगत जी, जब उस व्यक्ति ने हुजूर जी के इन शब्दों को सुना तो वह एक तक उनके चेहरे को देखने लगा। जैसे ही उसकी निगाह हुजूर जी की आंखों से टकराई, वह शांत हो गया, मानो सारी दुनिया की आवाज थम गई हो, और फिर अचानक वह बेसुध होकर जमीन पर गिर पड़ा। हुजूर जी ने तुरंत एक सेवादार से कहा, इसे धीरे से उठाओ और डेरे में ले चलो। चिंता मत करो, यह ठीक हो जाएगा। जब वह भाई डेरे लाया गया तो हुजूर जी बोले, इसे अंदर ले जाकर आराम से लेटा दो, इसे बस थोड़ी शांति की जरूरत है। एक सेवादार ने हैरानी से पूछा, महाराज जी, इसकी हालत ऐसी क्यों हो गई? हुजूर जी ने मुस्कुराकर कहा, ये भाई पिछले जन्म में मेरा बहुत प्यारा सेवादार हुआ करता था। इसने संगत की खूब सेवा की थी, मगर फिर जिंदगी की ठोकर ने इसे रास्ते से भटका दिया। सेवादार ने फिर पूछा, हुजूर जी, ऐसा क्या हुआ कि यह रास्ता भूल गया? हुजूर जी ने गंभीर स्वर में जवाब दिया, जब कोई बहुत अपना, बहुत प्यारा इस दुनिया से चला जाता है तो दिल को संभालना आसान नहीं होता। इसकी पत्नी और बच्चा दोनों ही मालिक के पास चले गए। इसने वह दर्द कभी सहन नहीं किया और उसी गम में खुद को खो बैठा। पर अब मालिक की कृपा से सब ठीक होगा, हुजूर जी ने भरोसा दिलाया। कुछ देर बाद जब उस भाई को होश आया तो वह घबराकर बोला, मैं कहाँ हूं? सेवादार ने मुस्कुराते हुए जवाब दिया, भाई, तुम डेरे में हो? तो वह भावुक होकर बोला, मुझे हुजूर जी से मिलना है, बस एक बार हुजूर जी से मिलना है। अभी वह भाई सेवादार से बात कर ही रहा था कि तभी हुजूर जी वहां आ पहुंचे। हुजूर जी ने मुस्कुराते हुए पूछा, अब कैसी तबीयत है तुम्हारी? उस व्यक्ति की आंखें भर आईं, कांपती आवाज में बोला, मैं ठीक हूं हुजूर जी। और फिर उनके दर्शन करते ही फूट फूट कर रोने लगा। वह कहने लगा, हुजूर जी, मुझसे बहुत बड़ी भूल हो गई। नशे की हालत में ना जाने क्या क्या कह गया था आपको। हुजूर जी ने बड़े प्यार से कहा, बेटा, हाँ, गलती तो तुमसे हुई है, लेकिन अगर कोई अपनी गलती से सबक ले ले तो वही इंसान सच्चा साधक बनता है। अब पीछे मत देखो, जो बीत गया उसे छोड़ो और आगे का जीवन भजन सुमिरन में लगाओ। बाकी चिंता मत करो, तुम बस मालिक पर भरोसा रखकर उसकी भजन बंदगी में लग जाओ। इतना सुनकर वह भाई रोने लगा तो हुजूर जी ने उसके कंधे पर हाथ रखकर कहा, जिंदगी में उतार चढ़ाव तो आते ही हैं बेटा। जैसे सूरज निकलता है फिर बादल छा जाते हैं। कभी बारिश आती है पर क्या सूरज उगना छोड़ देता है? नहीं। उसी तरह हमें भी हालातों से लड़कर आगे बढ़ना है। अगर हर दुख से टूटने लगे तो जीवन कैसे जिएंगे? फिर हुजूर जी ने आगे कहा, अपना शेष जीवन मालिक को समर्पित कर दो, उसका नाम लो, सेवा करो, सिमरन करो। मालिक कहीं दूर नहीं है, वह तो हमारे भीतर ही है, बाहर तलाशने की जरूरत नहीं। वह आदमी सिर झुकाकर बोला, हुजूर जी, आप बिल्कुल सच कह रहे हैं। आज आपके सामने वचन देता हूं कि अब से सेवा, भजन और सिमरन ही मेरी जिंदगी का मार्ग बनेंगे। हुजूर जी ने स्नेहा से कहा, अब तुम डेरे में ही रहो। आज से तुम मेरी जिम्मेदारी हो और जो कुछ तेरी पत्नी और बच्चों के साथ हुआ उसे मालिक की रजा समझकर स्वीकार करो। शायद उनका साथ बस इतना ही लिखा था। इतना सुनते ही वह फिर से रोने लगा। हुजूर जी बोले, बेटा, शराब ने तेरा बहुत कुछ छीन लिया है। अब आगे की जिंदगी को मालिक के रास्ते पर चलकर संवार लो। मालिक ने यह जीवन दिया है, उसका हिसाब देना होगा। इसलिए अब अपना ध्यान भजन सिमरन में लगाओ, जिससे कि तुम अपने निज घर पहुंच सको। जैसे ही उस व्यक्ति ने हुजूर जी की बातें सुनी, उसकी आंखों से आंसू बहने लगे। संगत जी, उस दिन के बाद उसने डेरे में ही रहकर पूरी तरह से सेवा और सिमरन में लग जाना स्वीकार कर लिया और अपने जीवन को पूरी तरह मालिक के चरणों में समर्पित कर दिया। साध संगत जी, संत महात्मा अक्सर कहते हैं कि इस संसार में एक भी घर ऐसा नहीं है जहां कभी किसी की मृत्यु ना हुई हो। और यह सच हम सब स्वीकार भी करते हैं कि जो आया है वह एक दिन यहां से जरूर जाएगा। लेकिन फिर भी हम अपनों को खोकर इतने टूट जाते हैं कि परमार्थ के रास्ते से भटक जाते हैं, जबकि हमें परमार्थ के रास्ते को कभी नहीं छोड़ना चाहिए। यह संसार एक रंगमंच है, या फिर एक फिल्म भी कह सकते हैं। जैसे एक फिल्म में कलाकार एक दूसरे के माँ बाप, भाई बहन, पति पत्नी, बच्चे आदि का रोल निभाते हैं, और जब फिल्म खत्म तो झूठ के वो रिश्ते भी खत्म हो जाते हैं। बिल्कुल ऐसे ही हम सब भी मालिक की बनाई इस फिल्म में रोल अदा कर रहे हैं। ये सब रिश्ते झूठ के हैं, सिर्फ मालिक से हमारा रिश्ता सच्चा है, और हमें उस रिश्ते का मान जरूर रखना है।
Babaji's beloved Sad Sangat Ji, Radhasoami Ji, full of love to all, Sangat Ji. Today we are going to tell you 2 sakhis. So listen to both the sakhis till the end, Sangat Ji. Today we will learn from this sakhi that we should never forget the Lord in happiness, because everyone remembers the Lord in sorrow, but no one remembers him in happiness. All our people leave us in sorrow. But that Supreme Lord never leaves us. He is always concerned for us. People remember the Lord only for their selfishness. No one remembers him selflessly. Sad Sangat Ji, today's sakhi is going to be very special. So listen to the sakhi completely. Sad Sangat Ji, this is a true sakhi of a Sevadar living in bees, which he told me so that we can share it with you also, but he has refused to tell his name. Sad Sangat Ji, we are sharing it with you as he told it. He has said that this is not a fabricated story. This is the truth of my life. Those who have seen that phase of my life with their own eyes are witnesses of my testimony. I was born in a Satsangi family and my mother connected me with spirituality from the very beginning and started giving me knowledge about spirituality. My mother used to sit for bhajans every day and my mother often told me to take out some time in the day to remember the Lord. Whatever happens, but definitely sit in his memory, even if it is for a short time. Due to this teaching of my mother, I used to sit even if it was for a short time in the day. As time passed, some changes started coming in my life. I remember that I was in 10th class and at that time my father had gone to America. By the time I did 12th class, my mother also went to America to join my father. After that I went to England for my further studies and after going there I had completely changed. I don't know what made me arrogant and I also got a good job there due to which I started earning well. I used to earn well. When I was in England, I used to get calls from my mother often that son, take out 10% of your earnings and bring some money from your earnings to Guru Gar. So, after listening to this, I used to avoid her words or take it as a joke that mother, it doesn't matter, I am not running away. I will give it to the master once and for all. What is this that you take out some money every month and give it to Guru Gar? When I have it, I will give it together. One friend will settle the account with that master. And where am I running away? I started saying such things and was getting away from the master. I started denying him. Like, my mother had made me have this habit since childhood that I must take out some time in the day to remember the master. But when I went to England, everything changed for me there. I also left this habit and I started getting away from the master. But my mother used to call me again and again. She used to explain to me that son, even if it is for a short time, sit and sing bhajans. But I did not listen to my mother. I don't know what pride I had after going to England. I don't know where I had come and my ego had also increased a lot. After that I got engaged to a girl in America. It was my mother who arranged it. I went from England to India for the relationship and my marriage took place there. After that I went back to England. After a few days, my health deteriorated. I had to go to the toilet every 10 to 15 minutes because I had a disease due to which I had to go to the toilet again and again. When I went to the toilet, there was blood all over. Day by day I was becoming weak and I started getting myself treated there. I was given many bottles of blood because I had become very anemic and I had become very weak. This disease had become a part of my life and I had to go to the toilet every 20 minutes. Then I got a lot of treatment for this disease. But nothing worked out, and due to visa, even my parents could not come to me. They used to yearn for me in America. All their earnings were spent on my medical treatment. It was as if God was keeping accounts for me because I had gone far away from spirituality. I had gone far away from God. My mother used to tell me repeatedly that, son, sit for bhajans and give some money from your earnings to Guru's house. But I did not listen to her and took it as a joke. Perhaps because of these things of mine, God was keeping accounts with me and was collecting the money from me with interest because a lot of money was spent on medical treatment. But my illness could not be cured. I had some relatives in England who took great care of me there. They supported me a lot in my illness. It was as if God himself was taking care of me. When I used to come to India, my relatives there also took great care of me. They used to give me everything. When I was in England, I used to feel hungry throughout the night because I could not eat hard food. I could not eat roti. I used to eat only khichdi. So I used to feel hungry often there. They used to wake up at night and cook food for me, and I used to think, who can do so much? So I used to think that maybe my master is making them do it, he is taking care of me. I was so troubled by this disease that sometimes I could not even get up from the bed and my clothes would get dirty right there. This disease of mine was increasing day by day. When the girl's family came to know about this, I felt that the relationship would break. But this did not happen. When she came to meet me in the hospital, I told her then and there that do not wait for me. If you want to move forward in your life, then you should marry someone else. But that girl said to me, what would have happened if you had got this disease after our marriage? Hearing this from her, a smile came on my face, and after a few months our marriage was fixed. But it was very difficult for me to sit for more than 20 minutes. When I used to come, I had to stop the car at the petrol pump and go to the toilet. This happened to me many times, and the drivers who used to come to pick me up from Delhi are witnesses to these things. When our marriage was fixed, I came to India and I had already told them that I cannot sit for long. So I requested them to try and finish the marriage by doing the wedding rituals quickly. I was praying to my master that, oh master, please take care of me. Give me the strength to sit. So my master took care of me there. He gave me the strength to sit, and after that we got married. But my parents could not come to my wedding due to visa. And I was very sad about this. A few days after the marriage, I came back to England and my wife went to America. After that, my parents also got permanent settlement in America. They got citizenship there, and I was also preparing to go to America. A few days before the day I had to go, I got a call from the embassy that your passport verification has not been done properly. Please, you have to come to the embassy. I went to the embassy. There they started asking me questions. I told them that my interview is over, so why are you asking me questions now? I will not answer any question. First, let me know why I have been called here. Then they told me that your wife has sent us a fax and she has asked for a divorce. Hearing this, The ground slipped under my feet, thinking, what is happening to me? The embassy cancelled my visa. I came back home disappointed and frustrated. I was so upset that I felt like dying under a vehicle. I felt like committing suicide. But then I encouraged myself that I forbid others from doing such things. So how can I do this? I encouraged myself and tried to recover. I prayed to the Almighty that, "Oh God, take care of me and give me courage." A few days after that, I got divorced from her. Then I was left very lonely because I could not even go to work and I had become very weak. I had become a burden on my parents. He used to bear my expenses. One day my mother called me and said that, "Son, you should start sitting again. Start sitting in the memory of God." When I heard this from my mother, I remembered my childhood days. Mother had been telling me from the beginning that I must sit for bhajans. Then I started crying that I had gone away from God and had gone astray, due to which I am in this condition today. Maybe my God has taught me this lesson. So I started sitting again from that day. I followed my mother's advice, and after that my condition started improving. This disease of mine started getting cured slowly. Then one day I got a call from an old friend of mine from Canada, and he said that there is a job here and I have called you because you are capable of this job. As soon as I heard this, I felt that my God has given me one more opportunity. So I applied for that job and I got that job. Slowly my life started coming back on track. Everything started getting better and I went to Canada. Today it has been 5 years since I have been in Canada and I am married. Now I live with my wife in Canada and everything is fine by the grace of God. The only purpose of my telling my story is that different kinds of difficulties come in everyone's life. Problems come. We get to see many ups and downs in life. But if we have faith in God, then that God also gives us the strength to fight these problems. When we learn to stay in His will, then sorrows are His and happiness is also His. But if we think that we will be able to live without that God, that we will be taken care of without Him, then this is our misunderstanding, because without Him our life is incomplete. He is the only one who gives us the strength to fight every sorrow and pain. If we are connected to Him, then He takes care of us every moment. It is just a matter of staying in His command. It is to follow His command. If we bring ourselves in His will, then we will get every happiness that we want. Sangatji begins the second saakhi. Sad Sangatji. Through this saakhi we will come to know what happens to those who take the Nam Dan and do not do the bhajan bandgi of the Guru, and what sorrows they have to bear. Guru Pyari Sad Sangatji. This saakhi is for those satsangis and sevadars who have received the Nam Dan, but they are not at all ready to leave the attachment and illusion of this world. When it comes to them to leave it, they start making many excuses. They start saying that we do not have time right now. The children are small, let them grow up. The responsibility of raising them is on our head. Even if the children grow up, they still start saying the same thing, that our responsibility is not over yet. They have to get them married now. The children have to stand on their own feet. They have to do some work, some business. When the children stand on their own feet, then only we will do the bhajan bandgi of that master. And when the children stand on their own feet and also get married, if then someone dear to the master comes and tells us that, brother, now you have a lot of time. Now do bhajan and meditation. Build a relationship with that lord of the clan. Then we say no. Now it is time to feed our grandchildren. When they grow up, then we will worship that God. We will sit in His remembrance. In this way we keep searching for excuses. Sadh Sangat Ji. Today's saakhi is from the days of Kabir Maharaj Ji. Sadh Sangat Ji. Listen to this saakhi completely so that we can understand its original meaning. This is from the time of Kabir Maharaj Ji, when Satguru often used to go for a walk in the evening. People who met him often tried to take him to his master. Sadh Sangat Ji. You know that the only purpose of saints and Mahatmas is to take us to that Lord of the clan and strengthen our relationship. They propagate their name so that we can know our real religion and we can build a relationship with them. That is why they come to this world. They come to this city of Maya only for us. He comes only to redeem us. So Sadh Sangat Ji, when Satguru used to go for a walk in the evening, there was an old man's house on the way he used to pass. That old man used to sit outside his house every evening and he used to meet Satguru. When Satguru used to go by that road, he used to ask about his well-being and used to leave saying, "Brother, chant the name of the Lord, do bhajan and worship of that Lord." Satguru had fallen in love with him a lot, because he used to meet him every day. Whenever Satguru used to go for a walk, he used to sit outside his house. Satguru used to call him and try to wake him up by saying, "Brother, do bhajan and worship of the Lord." When Satguru used to say this to him, he used to say further that I have to fulfill many responsibilities. My children are still young, innocent. They make mistakes. That is why I have to look after everything. So I do not get time to do bhajan and worship of the Lord. When the children stand on their own feet, take care of my business and become capable of looking after all the land I have, then my problems will be over and I will become carefree. Then I will worship the Lord. I will chant his name. He often used to say this to Satguru. Whenever Satguru used to go, he would definitely ask about his well-being and would leave saying the same thing to him. So Satguru had told him that when your responsibilities will be over, when you will feel that now I can worship the Lord, then tell me because I have taken the responsibility of uplifting you. When your children stand on their feet, then tell me. Some time passed like this and the children of that old farmer stood on their feet. They started looking after his land. They started a good business. Their business also started running well. Then Kabir Ji met him again and said to him, "Brother, now your children have also stood on their feet and have started looking after your land. They have also started earning good money. Now you don't even need to worry. Now you should focus on God. Now you should spend as much time as possible in his worship." When Satguru told this to the old farmer, he told Satguru that I agree that the children have stood on their feet and have started looking after my land. But still my responsibilities have not reduced. Now I have to get them married, so when they get married, then my responsibilities will be reduced a bit, only then I will be able to do worship. Satguru smiled and went away from there. Now his sons also got married. Everything was done and one day Kabir Ji was going from that road again and that old man was sitting outside. So Kabir Ji asked him about his well-being and said that now your sons are also married and as you had said that when the sons get married then I will focus on that God. So what is the problem now? So he said there is still a lot of time and just now the children got married and now I have to feed my grandchildren. I have to play with them. We have to love them. When Satguru heard this, Satguru understood that his mind has been afflicted by Maya. So Satguru left from there. After a few months, Satguru again passed from there and that old man was not there. Satguru went to his house and asked, "Where is the place where your father used to sit?" So he saw that Kabir Ji had come, so he said he has left long ago, he has died. Sadhguru said he was my friend. That is why I asked you where is he? When he said that he has died, Sadhguru disappeared at that very moment and he saw that the old farmer was very fond of one of his cows. He used to take great care of it. So that calf of that cow is in its womb. So when Sadhguru went to that cow, he lovingly placed his hand on that cow and went away. So after a few days, when Sadhguru again went to meet him and went to ask about his well-being, Sadhguru stroked his hand on him and said, "How are you?" So he said, "I am fine." Sadhguru said, "Should we free you? Because we had taken the responsibility of you that we will take you to Sachkhand." So he said, "No Sadhguru, let me stay like this because I have to see my grandchildren and at least I will be with them." Sadhguru smiled after listening to this and left from there. After a few days he dies and he becomes a dog. Sadhguru then goes to his house and sees that he is not there and Sadhguru disappears. He sees with his power where he is and he sees that he has now become a dog and is sitting on the land that was his. Sadhguru goes to him, asks about his well-being and says, "Should we free you now?" So he says, "No, my children do not take care of the house and they do not care, so I have to see that no thief comes and harms them. I have to guard them so that they do not steal anything." So Sadhguru leaves from there and after that he goes into the den of a snake. By becoming a snake he starts guarding the wealth of his house and one day when the family members come to know that there is a snake in the house, they kill him and he dies. He goes into the den of an insect and becomes a worm in the drain of the same house. So Sadhguru again goes to the same house and disappears. He looks where he is and Sadhguru realizes that he has gone into the den of an insect. Sadhguru has a disciple with him. Sadhguru tells him to take out this worm in the drain. So he obeys his order and takes out the worm and keeps it there and Sadhguru lifts him in his hands and asks about his well-being. How is he now? So he says that I am feeling very bad. Now please give me salvation. I don't want to stay here anymore. So on hearing this, Sadhguru gives him salvation and redeems him. Because a perfect saint can do whatever he wants. He is the beloved of God. A perfect saint is the form of that master of the clan, God. Sad Sangat Ji. From today's saakhi we come to know that those who are loved by the saints and if they take the responsibility of them and say that we will take you to Sachkhand, then they take him in any condition. Whether that person does bhajan and worship or not. But he goes to Sachkhand. No matter how sinful he is. It is not that we have to give up bhajan and worship. We have to keep doing bhajan simran. When the gaze of a perfect saint falls on even a sinner, all his sins are destroyed. Because any word that comes out of the mouth of the saints is fulfilled and they themselves are the form of that master of the clan. So we also get to learn from saakhi that our condition is also like that of an old farmer. We are also in the deep sleep of Maya and even if Sadhguru comes to us and says that let's prepare to go to Sachkhand, even then we will not be ready and we will say that no, we have a lot of responsibilities. Right now the children are young, they have to be married. We will start making all kinds of excuses even then because Maya has an influence on us and we are sleeping in its deep sleep and we do not even recognize our real form which is our soul. We are so attached to the body that we feel that this Maya is everything, and the relationships that we have formed, we feel that they will remain forever. But when the body leaves, those relationships also leave. But when Maya has such a deep impact on our mind that even when our body leaves us, we keep singing the praises of them. So Sad Sangat Ji, we have to pray to that Kul Malik that grant us your shelter and give us so much strength that we can do your bhajan and worship and reach our true abode Sachkhand. Sad Sangat Ji, who is the real happy person in life? On this topic, we start with a very famous story of Gautam Buddha. We always keep running after things that we do not have. We keep trying continuously to get them in the future. But we forget that the thing we are trying to get is making our present unhappy. It is snatching away all the happiness of our present from us. In this story, you will be able to understand how your present is the best time. You should live this time to the fullest because this time that you have today is not going to come back again. It is a matter of a long time ago. A very poor person lived in a city. Whenever he saw a rich person, he started speaking to himself and said, "Oh God, why did you make me so poor? Look at these rich people. How these people are playing. They are enjoying life. And I am the one who craves for a penny every day. I do not have even a penny and these people are wasting money. Oh God, make me rich too." One day that person was speaking like this. Just then a Buddhist monk was passing by him. The monk heard all the words of that poor person, and then that Buddhist monk says to that person, "What is the matter, Bhante? Why are you so worried? Why do you look so sad? Do you have any problem?" Quote. Then that person says, "Oh Gurudev, I am very sad. I am very poor. I do not have money even for food. I yearn for every penny. I have no one in this world." Quote. I want to be happy. I want to be happy. I want to be rich. Oh Guruvar, can you tell me some such solution by which I become rich as soon as possible and I do not have any shortage of anything? Hearing this from that person, that Buddhist monk looked at that person carefully and then said to that person, "Bhante, you come with me." Saying this, that monk took that poor person to the house of a rich person. Seeing that rich man's house, the poor man's eyes were wide open. That poor man said to that monk, "Oh Gurudev, I can do anything to become so rich. If I have so much money, then it would be wonderful. How much joy there would be in this house." Then that monk started smiling and said to that poor man, "That is why I have brought you here." Saying this, the monk takes that man to the owner of that house and says to that rich man, "You have so much wealth. Such a luxurious house and all the luxuries. Are you happy?" Then the man becomes a little disappointed and says to that Buddhist monk, "Oh Gurudev, what kind of happiness? Happiness does not come just by having wealth. I am blind since birth, and how can there be happiness in the life of a blind person? Happy are those people who have eyes. Those who are able to see this world. Those who are able to see its beauty to their eyes. Oh Gurudev, I just want that I should get an opportunity to see this world, even if it is for a few moments. I should be able to see my parents, my relatives at least once, and for this, even if someone takes away my entire wealth, I am ready to give it. I am so sad that no one can be as sad as I am. Oh God, why did you make me blind?" Then that Buddhist monk pointed towards that poor person and said, "You have a great opportunity. If you want, you can take all the wealth of this other person by just giving your eyes, and after that you will also become rich." You will also become happy. You will get your happiness and this blind person will get his happiness. Then that poor person says, No, Guruji, what are you saying? What will I do by becoming rich without eyes? No, Guru, no, I will not give my eyes. Then that Buddhist monk says to that poor person, Think once again, you will not get such a good opportunity again. Then the poor man says, If you have some other way, then tell me. Otherwise I will go to my home. Then the monk says to that young man, Okay. If you do not want to give your eyes, then it is okay. We will find some other way. Then the Buddhist monk takes that man by the hand and takes him to another rich man's house. This rich man's house was even bigger than the first rich man's. Seeing this, the poor man says, Oh, I have never seen such a luxurious house till date. Then the Buddhist monk takes that poor man to that rich man and says to the rich man, You must be very happy. You have such a luxurious house, so much wealth, all the luxuries. You do not lack anything. You must be very happy. Then the rich man gets disappointed and says to that Buddhist monk, What are you saying? You know that both my hands do not work. I am handicapped. I cannot bring back my hands even after seeing all this wealth that you are seeing. So, in such a situation, what is the use of this wealth to me? It would have been better if God had made me poor, but at least He would have given me both my hands healthy. I don't know why God made me handicapped. No one will be as sad as I am. Then once again that Buddhist monk pointing towards that poor person said, Bhante, you have one more chance. If you want, you can take all the wealth of this rich person by giving both your hands. What do you say? Are you ready? And this time you will not have to give your eyes also. Your eyes will remain with you. Then that poor person says to that Buddhist monk, Hey Maharaj, what are you saying? Being a handicapped, what will I do with this wealth? Don't you have any rich person whose whole body is healthy and who also has immense wealth? Then the Buddhist monk takes that person by the hand and takes him to the third rich person. That rich person had his own palace. Seeing this, the poor person says to the Buddhist monk, O Gurudev, he must be very happy. He has such a luxurious palace. He has so much wealth. He must be very happy. His life must be full of joy. Then the Buddhist monk takes that poor person to that rich person and then says to that rich person, You must be happy because you have such a luxurious palace. You have so much wealth. You have all the comforts. Your life must be spent in joy. In response to this, the rich person says, O Gurudev, what kind of joy? There will be no one in this world as unhappy as me. I am in a lot of pain today. My wife has betrayed me. She loves someone else who is richer than me. Today I understood that this wealth can never give happiness to anyone. And when there is sadness in the mind, what is the use of all this wealth? The only person who will be happy is the poor man whose wife is at least with him, who is faithful to him. Today I have decided that I will kill my wife and her lover. Hearing this, the monk says to the rich man, Before you take such a step, at least feed me. Go and arrange for food and bring some pieces of glass along with it. That rich man respected all the saints and sages a lot. That is why he agrees to those Buddhist monks. But he does not understand why those Buddhist monks have ordered pieces of glass along with the food. But as the Buddhist monk had said, that rich man arranges for food in the same way. He reaches the Buddhist monk with some pieces of glass along with the food. Then that Buddhist monk, that poor man and that rich man sit together to eat, and at that time the Buddhist monk picks up some pieces of glass and mixes it in the food of that rich man and says to him, "Now you can eat it." That rich man is surprised. And he says to that Buddhist monk, "Oh Gurudev, what are you saying? You have mixed pieces of glass in this food. How can I eat this food? If I eat this food, it will cause me a lot of pain and it is possible that I may even die." Then that monk starts smiling and says to that rich man, "You have understood this thing, but you do not understand that if you want to eat this food, then you will have to remove the pieces of glass from this food and separate them. Only then this food will become edible for you. And then this food is not going to give you any pain but will give you happiness." On this the rich man says to that Buddhist monk in surprise, "Oh Gurudev, what do you want to say?" Then the Buddhist monk tells the rich man, "If you stick to people who are like pieces of glass, you will definitely feel pain. Just like food mixed with pieces of glass will give you pain. So the solution to this is that you separate these pieces of glass from the food and focus on what is there. That is, you forget those people who are not in your life and focus on those people who are with you right now, like your daughter. She is hungry for your love right now. Isn't it your duty to take care of her? Raise her." The monk further tells the rich man, "Happiness is with you. Just remove this thought of killing these pieces of glass, that is, your wife and her lover, from your mind. Otherwise, it will be like food mixed with pieces of glass and its result will also be very terrible." The monk became calm after saying this, and the rich man also understood the monk's point. He immediately touched the feet of the Buddhist monk and the rich man started saying, "Oh Gurudev, you have saved me from committing sin. I am very grateful to you." After that the monk goes ahead with that poor person. Then on the way, that poor person says to that monk, "Oh Guruvar, is there no one in this world who is happy?" Then the monk says to that poor person, "Bhante, why are you not happy?" On this, that poor person thinks for a while but he does not have any answer. Then the monk says to that poor person, "Because you want what you do not have. You do not have money and you want money. You want to be rich. You think that it will give you happiness. But you are also forgetting the reality that later it will give you sorrow too. Like when we reached a rich person earlier, he did not have eyes. He was crying for what he did not have. Whereas he had immense wealth and his whole body was also completely healthy. But his attention was not on that. Leaving that, he was running after those things which he did not have. Similarly, the second rich man had eyes and wealth, but no hands. Similarly, he was not enjoying what he had. Rather, he was sad that he did not have hands. And similarly, the third rich man was also unhappy. Because he had wealth, luxury, and he had his whole body. He was also completely healthy and fit. But still he was in pain because he was betrayed by his wife who could never be his. If a woman runs away with someone else only for money, can she ever support him? No, but the rich man was not even thinking about what he had, i.e. his daughter. Further, the monk tells the poor man that being rich or poor has no meaning in sorrow and happiness. Whether we are rich or poor, the only reason for our unhappiness is that we always keep running after those things which we do not have. And we do not pay attention to what we have in the present, and neither are we able to enjoy it. We only keep roaming in the future. We remain stuck in the past and we make all these mistakes on the ground of the present, and this is the reason that you are never able to be happy. You are never able to be happy because the time of happiness, i.e. the time of the present, is destroyed just like that. Then the monk points towards that poor person and says, Bhante, tell me, do you have any of the sorrows of those 3 rich people? Then the poor person thinks and tells the monk, no. I do not have any of the sorrows of those rich people. On this the monk says to that poor person, then why are you sad? Responding to this, the poor person says to that monk, O Guru, even though I am happier than them, should I not have the desire to earn money or acquire wealth? Should I accept my present like this? Should I always remain poor like this? Then the monk smilingly told the poor man, enjoy the present moment. Do such deeds in the present which can improve your future. But do not waste time on things which you do not have today. Enjoy what you have today and only work for what you want to get. And do not worry about whether you will get the fruits of that work in the future or not, because if you worry about it, you will never be able to be happy. No matter how bad the situation is, just focus on your present and do your work with full concentration. Quote. After saying this, the monk became calm and the poor man also understood the words of that Buddhist monk very well. He understood that from now on he has to focus on his present. He has to improve his present. After that, that poor man bowed to that Buddhist monk and returned to his home. From now on, that poor man always remained happy, thinking that at least he is happier than those rich people. He has a reason to be more happy. Yes, it is another thing that he does not have money, but he has something which is more valuable than money, and that is his whole body, which is completely healthy. I hope that listening to this story will bring good changes in your life. In this story, a strange secret has been told by which you can easily achieve the toughest success in life by using the power of your subconscious mind. How to use the power of your subconscious mind. What is its method? Today we will tell you an amazing story on this subject. Our unconscious mind is about 9 times more powerful than our conscious mind. If our conscious mind has 1 times more power, then it means that our subconscious mind has 9 times more power than that. Because the subconscious mind controls our whole body. The conscious mind is a part of our mind which is inspired by our thoughts and emotions, and our conscious mind helps us in reasoning. But on the other hand, our subconscious mind does not reason. It absorbs the information that the conscious mind gives it. That is why we become what we think in our subconscious mind. Have you ever thought about why one person is sad and the other person is so happy? One person is full of happiness and prosperity. Why is the other person so poor and sad? One person is scared while the other person is full of faith and trust. One person lives in luxurious palaces. The other person lives in a poor and broken hut. Some are very successful and some are unsuccessful. One person achieves success by working a little and another person remains unsuccessful even after working hard throughout his life. So what is the reason behind all these things? Have you ever tried to think about these? Whatever is good in our life depends on our conscious mind. That is, if you fill your conscious mind with this thing that whatever happens to me will be good. Whatever is happening to me is happening for good and I will definitely become successful one day. Then you will definitely become successful in your life. On the other hand, if you keep bad things in your subconscious mind, that is, say negative things, then only negativity will fill your life and nothing good will happen to you. Wherever you go, you will only get failure. You will always be disappointed and troubled, but you will never find a solution to them. Therefore, if you also want to know your mind well, want to get that service work done, want to keep what you want under your control, then definitely watch this story till the end, because in this video you will get such important information, with the help of which you can live your life well. You can achieve whatever you want. Whatever goal you want to achieve, you can achieve it. In today's story, we are going to know what is the main difference between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind and how it works and how we can fill our unconscious mind with good things so that our life can change. We can move forward towards success. It is a matter of a long time ago. A very famous guru used to live in a city. His fame was spread far and wide. He also had many disciples in his ashram. One day in the evening, the Guru called all his disciples and was preaching to them. He was saying that disciples, our mind is divided into two parts. Conscious mind and subconscious mind. The conscious mind is the guard of our mind, whereas the subconscious mind is our master. Hearing the voice of that Guru, a disciple said, "O Gurudev, what do you want to say? Are you saying that there is someone else inside us who is controlling us, who is keeping an eye on all our activities?" On this, the Guru smiled and said to that disciple, "Bhante, I will tell you a small story. In this story, you will get the answer to your questions. Listen to this story carefully and try to understand it." Further, while telling the story, the Guru says, "It is a matter of a long time ago. A very rich Seth used to live in a city and he also had a luxurious mansion. A guard was always posted at the gate of his mansion. And whenever there was any disturbance or any noise in the mansion, its sound would start echoing everywhere, and on hearing that sound, the people around would also come to that palace and try to make that guard understand and say, 'Look, a lot of noises come from your mansion, due to which the peace of our house gets disturbed. Please stop these sounds. After all, what is the point of this noise? How can you spend your life peacefully by making noise like this?' To this, the guard replies, 'Look, brother, I know that making noise is a bad thing. But what should I do? I am also very disturbed by this. Whatever noises are there, they are in the mansion. This also disturbs my peace. But why are you explaining to me? I am not the reason for this. The reason for this is my master. You go and explain to him.' On hearing this, people also understand that this is true. After all, what is the fault of this guard in this? He is only doing his work. The fault is of the master. He creates a disturbance. He creates a ruckus. And whenever he feels like doing all this, he comes outside the mansion, and after creating a ruckus, he goes back to the mansion and sits there. And all those who have a problem with the owner of that mansion, whose peace is disturbed, they all come and try to make that guard understand. They scold him a lot. But will this solve the problem? With this question, the Guru says to his disciple, 'You tell me what is the solution to this.' On this, the disciple answers the Guru's question and says, 'O Guru, those who have a problem with the owner of that mansion, who creates a ruckus and disturbs the peace of the people, they all should talk to him. Only then will the solution be found. What is the fault of the guard in this? He is only doing his work, and what more can he do than that? There is nothing else in his hands. On this, the guru says to his disciple smilingly, Bhante, our mind is also like this. Our conscious mind is the guard of man, and the guard knows very well that getting angry is a bad thing. Using bad words is a bad thing. Getting lost in obscene thoughts is a bad thing. That is, our conscious mind knows very well that thoughts like getting angry, being lazy, lust are wrong. All these disorders generate negative thoughts in us which lead to our destruction. But what can it do? That thing is not in its hands. Because it is not doing that thing. It is the master sitting inside who is doing it. That is, our subconscious mind, which gets any work done from us very easily, and all these things are known to each one of us very well, and we also feel that we have understood it well as the guard understands. But in reality, it does not make any fundamental difference in our life. Further, the guru says to that disciple, Bhante, you too must have tried to make yourself understand many times that I have to get up at the right time in the morning. I have to clean the ashram. I have to go for alms, and after coming back at night I have to meditate. But did it make any difference? Answering this, the disciple says, no, it did not. I have explained to myself many times that I have to do this work at this time. I do not want to waste my time. I have to use my time and I have to move forward. But even if I want, I am not able to do all those tasks on time. On this, he says to his disciple on Thursday, Bhante, whenever we try to understand ourselves, we feel that now we have understood and now we will not make any mistake, and we think that now our life will change. Whatever we do now will be right. Now we will definitely achieve success in life. But the very next moment we find that no fundamental change has come in our life, and this happens only because of our ignorance. Due to our ignorance, we try to understand our conscious mind instead of the subconscious mind. That is, leaving the master, we keep talking to the guard and try to understand him. But you forget that what can that guard do? All that is not in his hands. We need to understand our subconscious mind. Our intelligence means that guard who understands what is right and what is wrong. When, what to do, what not to do. But all these things remain limited only to our guard, i.e. our conscious mind. All these things do not reach the owner of the mansion, i.e. our subconscious mind. And this is the reason that no fundamental change ever takes place in our life. Just like if someone tells you that if you water a plant, then that plant will one day become a tree and then it will bear fruits, and you believe that and also water that plant. But you water the leaves of the plant and think that it will bear fruits. But just think for once that if you water the leaves, then how will flowers and fruits come in it? We need to water the root of that plant. But most of us start considering ourselves very lucky by sprinkling water only on the leaves. But they forget that the water they are giving on the leaves is not able to reach the depths of the tree. So in such a situation, how will the plant bear fruits? We also do the same with our mind, and this is the reason that we do not get whatever we want in our life. We want fruits in our life, but we do not get them. On this, the disciple says to that Gurudev, O Gurudev, then what should we do? Is there any way by which we can send all the things of our conscious mind to our subconscious mind? Is there any such process by which we can send our message to our conscious mind? On this, the Gurudev says to the disciple, Brother, if you send your message to the conscious mind, then you can get whatever you want. You can achieve the goal as you want. Because our subconscious mind is 9 times more powerful than our conscious mind. You must have seen at some time that when a psychologist tries to know the secret of someone's mind, then that psychologist wants to bring out the matter of his mind, wants to enter clearly into whatever incident has happened in his past. So, for this he uses hypnosis, and most of you must have seen this process. By using this process, all the information of the mind comes out automatically. In this way, by controlling anyone's mind, we can make him do whatever we want. Yes, now this question must be arising in your mind that perhaps they all understand the tricks of our subconscious mind. They know it very well how to control it. So the answer to this is very simple and straightforward, and the answer to this is yes, because they have experimented on it many times and they become so proficient in it that they can control any other mind. And if you also understand the things of your subconscious mind, understand the workings of your mind, then you can control not only your mind but also someone else's mind. Further, Guruvar tells his disciple that to send a message to your unconscious mind, you have to calm your conscious mind and put it to sleep, and this is because our conscious mind is expert in reasoning. It is a guard. It is always deployed to protect us. That is why whenever you try to send any message to the conscious mind, it will definitely argue with you and will not even allow us to convey our message to its master. Until we explain our point to our conscious mind properly or calm it down, it will not allow us to enter that mansion. Because our common sense, that is our conscious mind, is expert in reasoning and argumentation, and this is the reason that most of us are not able to send a clear and precise message to our unconscious mind, and this is the reason why we are not able to understand our unconscious mind properly, and our unconscious mind does not reason. It only needs clear and precise messages on which it can work, and we can send clear and precise messages to it only when our mind is completely calm. When there are no other thoughts in our mind. And this is the reason that when a psychologist experiments on someone's mind, tries to control his mind, tries to get the desired thing out of it, then first of all he puts his conscious mind to sleep. You must have seen somewhere that a pendulum-like thing is kept in front of their eyes and it is rotated. After looking at it continuously, that person goes into complete sleep, and due to this his conscious mind becomes completely calm. And when his guard falls asleep completely, and there is no one left to argue with him, then the scientist easily goes to that mansion, and talks to the owner to his heart's content. He extracts from him whatever he wants. A great philosopher of that time had said that if you understand something, your life changes. But he said that for the people of that time, because at that time people of the team and the rest of the world used to be very simple. Their mind used to be very clear, and whatever things were told to them, they used to listen and understand those things very peacefully. At that time no one used to argue, and when a person was an expert in arguing, then they would let him argue and would only listen to him peacefully. Until the person gets tired of arguing, then he comes back to the guru and says to him, "Oh Guru, I am tired of arguing. But I have not gained anything from it. Please tell me some way. You explain to me in your way. Now I will not create any obstacle in it." This is exactly how our intellect works. When our brain gets tired of reasoning, then it realizes that it will not achieve anything by reasoning. Until then it will not understand anything. Radhasoami Ji.